Hi, I'm Mike Yanessa. Welcome to another episode of Car Stories on the PCTV network. Here we are at Pottstown Classic's first cruise night. It's a beautiful day, the first warm day of the year, and boy, the cars really showed up for this event. So we're going to walk around and look at some cars, and I hope you enjoy the show. All right, here we have a beautiful 67 Chevelle, and it belongs to a good friend of mine, Terry Holman. Terry Holman and I grew up in the North End together many, many years ago, and he's out here on High Street for the first cruise night. Terry, what can you tell me about the car? Like how long you had it? And
oh my God, I've had this probably, I'm going to say at least 12 years now.
Okay.
And when I first bought it, it was born as a 6-cylinder with a Power Glide transmission.
Right.
Went to a 327 turbo 350, and then about 2 years ago we put a big block in it, Squeak from Uptown.
Yep.
He did that. It's a 396 board 60 over.
Okay.
408, and of course, you know, you just had it in your shop. We did some work, put the wheels on.
Got new wheels. We got a new dash and touched it up here and there, and it looks really good.
You did amazing work on it.
Thank you, Terry.
Yep.
Now it looks really good. Thanks for bringing it out tonight. And Angie's back there, the boss. This is really her car.
Yeah, did you get the license?
Yeah, the license plate tells the truth. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, besides all the hot cars on High Street in Pottstown, we have Marcia Levengood here, and they're raising money for the 4th of July festivities. So, Marcia, tell us about what you're doing.
What we have here this evening is we have 6 home-humming queens. The school district involves are Boyertown, Daniel Boone, Owen-J, Pottsgrove, Pottstown, and Springford. These high school homecoming queens are raising money, and whoever raises the most amount of money, they are going to be the 2015 Pottstown Bicentennial Homecoming Queen
for
this year's festivities.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Very cool. See, that's really nice that you're doing that, Marcia. I know you do a lot for Pottstown, and keep up the good work. All right, look at this beautiful 1972 Camaro with a 540 big block, automatic, roll cage. Beautiful, beautiful car. I've seen this car run around Pottstown for a number of years. He's owned it for 9 years, and it's tubbed in the back, big tires, it's loud, and just a beautiful example of a Pro Street 1972 big block Camaro. Wow, look at this 42 Chevy. This is a friend of mine, Bobby Crispin. He's owned it for a number of years. So Bobby, tell us about this car.
Okay, what it is, it's a 1942 Chevy. It has, it's got modern suspension underneath it, front and rear, with chassis engineering.
Right.
It's got power steering, power brakes. It has air conditioning, cruise control, power seats. It's a nice running car. If we're going down the highway, you can drive it 60, 70 mile an hour, no problem.
Wow.
But it has a stock 350 83 motor in it with a 350 transmission, Nova rear.
Wow, that's really neat. It looks old, but it's got all the conveniences of a new car.
And I bought it this way. I basically just made a few little changes here and there. But basically, the car was like it is. It's chopped 4.5 inches. The nose of the hood is tapered back slightly, and there's 1.5 inches out of the nose of the hood.
Okay.
So the whole car just kind of blended.
Beautiful.
I got the car from Canada, and the person that sold it to me, the gentleman, he builds a lot of cars. He said he got it out of an Army depot in Michigan, and it only had 100 miles on it. It was a brand new car, so he street rotted it.
Wow.
And it's never been off the frame, and the door's shut like a new car yet.
Nice, yeah.
And it's about 14 years since I've had it, and I put 40,000 miles on it since then.
Wow.
So I do drive
years.
it, and it doesn't have many nicks on the front for all the time I drove, but it's a driver, and that's what it is, to have fun and drive it.
Nice. Oh, man, Bobby, it looks good as always. I always see it here. And I didn't realize it was a 42. 42s are extremely rare. They stopped making them, right? 43?
Yeah, during the war, they quit making them, and they only made a few of them. Right. How many they were made, I have no idea.
Wow.
And also has hand controls on it, so I can drive it.
Right.
So it's got, it works real nice with the wheelchair, because I get it out of the passenger side and
slide over.
And I slide over, and I have a roller for the wheelchair to push it back, so everything worked out fine.
Set up for you. Yeah. All right, Bobby. Well, thanks for bringing it out. It sure looks good. All right. Wow, what a Corvette. Okay, so tonight's a special night here on High Street in Pottstown. We have a 64 Corvette Coupe that was built and owned by Willie Bertodi. He was a friend that I known for many years, and he was our high school shop teacher. So let's start with Chris and Justin. They're going to tell us about the car. So tell us what motor it has and all that good stuff.
Well, it's a 1964, like you said. It's it's a 454 that he bored out to a 502,
Wow.
and it's got the 671 supercharger sitting on top of that bad boy.
Wow, stick shift,
Yep, 4-speed.
fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
like it.
740 horsepower. 740 horsepower.
And how long ago did he build it?
We guys built it, finished it up probably about a year ago.
Year ago. Yeah.
Just about a year ago.
But he's owned the car forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we bought it. He bought it back in I think about 93, 94.
I remember when he first
Yeah.
bought it.
Yep. Bought it up from Dallas, Pennsylvania.
But it didn't have a blower or anything.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's 327 in that old boy.
Right.
Yep.
Wow.
Silver at that time.
Right.
Yep.
And I saw right after he painted it.
Yep.
and,
Chubb,
yep.
our
Oh,
cousin, Chubb Bertodi.
That's your cousin, man.
Yeah,
You guys
man.
are all-
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah. That's great.
Thank you.
But, so yeah, it's a special night here in Pottstown, remembering Willie Bertodi. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Okay, here we are with Chris, Willie's son, and Dolores, his wife. And Dolores, how long were you and Willie together?
We were together for 38 years, married in 1978.
Are you from Pottstown too?
I'm from actually outside of Philadelphia, Havertown.
And how'd you guys meet?
We met because I had a van. I was in the Free Spirit Van Club.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I had a 64
Okay.
Ford van that I didn't know where the oil stick was. And I took it to him and he told me, find the first person you can and sell it. And let's go out tonight. And we went out every night since.
Oh my God, that's terrific. Wow, what a story. Yeah, I knew Willie all my life. I remember the family store. As a little kid, we used to walk down there for penny candy. And, you know, he worked at a GM dealership, didn't he? Yep. Where did he work?
Well, we went into the service in
Went into the
1969
okay.
and got out in 72. Had his own garage behind Beach Street.
I remember that.
And then he went and he worked at GMC, Dan Phelps GMC Buick.
I've been writing.
Yeah, and he was a service manager there. And then when he was 44 years old, when John Horosky retired, who was
Right.
his shop teacher for 25 years, he threw his hat in the ring and said, I know what those kids need to know.
Right.
There were 39 applicants, and they gave him the job, and he was there for 22 years.
Wow, can I
Yeah.
tell you a secret?
What?
I was one of the applicants.
No.
Yeah,
Thanks
Yep.
for sharing
yeah,
that.
absolutely. And I was totally happy when Willie got the job.
That is
that's funny.
wonderful
Yeah,
story.
that's great.
Yep, back whenever it was, 20 years ago?
22
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago,
Years
yeah.
ago,
Yeah, 1994.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's great. I remember on King Street with the chopper and the leather vests.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh,
He was
yeah.
just a little bit older, and I told your son I used to pump gas at Bart's, and he used to come in there all the time for gas, and I got to know him over the years, and then through the high school with my company, I did a couple things out there for the kids,
Yeah,
and
that's
the kids
great.
loved him.
Yeah, I
The kids
know.
thought a lot of Mr.
I know.
Bertodi.
He was such
absolutely.
a role model. He,
Yeah.
you know, he treated them with respect,
Right.
but he taught them to live with, good values and integrity and a work
Dignity.
ethic.
Yep.
And he just was awesome because you know what? He put his money where his mouth was. Like he acted the
did
way
it.
he did it.
He did it. He did
And
it
he
the way it should have
loved
been done.
them. He
Good.
loved them.
Good.
He
That's
walked
great.
the walk.
Yeah, every year I would say, are you going to retire yet, hon? And he would say, no, I got to get one more kid through. I got to get one
Right.
more kid through.
And that's a neat feeling to be able to share that with the young kids. It is.
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, they thought there was 43 students and alumni who came and were his pallbearers at his funeral.
Wow.
Wearing their proud Pottstown Auto Shop shirts.
Oh, that's great. I know. I got some of the shirts coming that they're
Yeah,
selling. They're
yeah.
great.
No,
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I thank you for bringing the car out.
And the scholarship fund is amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're partnered with Universal Technical Institute, the Exton campus.
Okay.
And what they're going to do is they have earmarked a $2,500 scholarship, at least 1 or 2 of them every single year, specifically for the Pottstown Auto Shop kids. And when they apply, if they're able to get that scholarship because of recommendations and good grades and getting accepted to UTI, then we match it with another $2,000 from the fund that comes from fundraisers like this.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
See,
So we're awarding the first
that's
scholarship
great.
tonight.
Yep.
Are you?
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. That's great. That's the stuff that Pottstown Classic Car Club puts together, and it's for a great man, Willie Bertodi, and thanks a lot for coming out.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
All right, so we're here with Maria, and Maria is selling T-shirts. Maria, tell us about the T-shirts. What's this about?
Well, these T-shirts were actually designed by my daughter, and they are in loving memory of William Bert Bertodi, who was my husband's uncle, mine as well. And all the proceeds for all the sales of the T-shirts and stickers, memorial stickers, are going to the Memorial Scholarship Fund.
Right. That's what Dolores was saying.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yes.
So,
Whatever we could do to help to contribute, and so we're hoping to sell out if we're lucky.
Okay, and then whatever, you're going to sell them at another show, or is this it, or can we get them online, or?
Well, depending on what somebody wants, we may be taking special orders if we get enough, if we run out of anything. But until then, I'm not sure about other shows, but if there's anything left over,
Right.
who knows?
Okay, so if you need a T-shirt in remembrance of Willie, come on out to High Street or contact the family and get a T-shirt. I know Pottstown High School is also selling T-shirts too, so you could contact someone out at the high school. All right, thanks a lot for all you do.
We're here today. We wanted to present you with a plaque from us to you and your son Chris in memory of Willie Bertodi from all the gearheads in the Pottstown area. This plaque is for you guys.
Thank you.
From the gearheads.
From the gearheads. In
Thanks,
loving
Larissa.
memory of William
Thanks,
Bertodi
Tony.
from the
You
gearheads.
guys.
Thanks, Teresa.
Pottstown Classics, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
He is smiling on all of us right
Yes, he
now.
is.
He's
Yep.
saying,
Good weather from him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is smiling. He can't believe I'm at a car show. That's what he can't believe.
That's true.
Thank you very, very, very much. It's beautiful. We'll treasure it always.
Okay, another pro street car. That means it has big tires, a big engine, a roll cage. This is Paulie Zimba. Paulie owned this car back in the 70s. It was just a regular Vega with a 4-cylinder in it. And he built the whole car into a drag car, raced it many years at Maple Grove. And then, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, he put it on the street. So it's street legal. It's got a little milder motor in it, but it still gets up and goes. So yeah, a really nice Vega in 1973. Paulie's owned it for a long time, and he's always here on High Street with it. All right, look at this cool old car. This is it's called a T-bucket, or you could call it a rat rod. Old school hot rod. It's called many things, but what it is, it's a small block Chevy in a T-bucket Ford body, and this is the way they built them back in the 50s and 60s. Low budget. Didn't have money for a fancy paint job and fancy wheels, so they kind of put together what they had, and it's just a lot of fun, and it's a really cool old car. It's probably like a 1923 T-bucket and a homemade chassis. You can see the small block Chevy in the front, the original radiator shell, rally wheels from the 60s, and just a cool old car to ride around and have fun with. Okay, now you know how I like sparkly paint jobs and fancy paint jobs. Check the paint out on this 63 Ford T-Bird. Really beautiful. And the mag wheels, they're Fenton mag wheels. The first mag wheels in the late 50s and early 60s, this is what they looked like. They were made of magnesium and steel. This is before Craigers, before rally wheels, before 5-spokes. These were the original mag wheel. What a cool car. Bias ply, wide white walls, custom paint. It's a very unique car, a 63 T-Bird. Okay, so we're at Pottstown Classic Car Club headquarters. Here you can buy T-shirts, You can buy 50/50 raffle tickets. You can join the Pottstown Classics. If you have an old car, it's a nice event. And remember, all the proceeds from these shows go to charities in the Pottstown area. So, Pottstown Classic Car Club, thanks for doing the show on High Street. Okay, now you know how much I like red, and you know how much I like muscle cars. And we're walking by, and we see a 1967 Mustang Shelby GT 500. And Steve here is the proud owner. And Steve, tell us about this one.
Well, I bought this car about 16 years ago. Bought it in Idaho. I was active duty military. Bought the car. It took me about 7 years to restore it. It's a 428 4-speed car. The motor's warmed over pretty good. It's making about 600 horsepower.
Okay.
So I built the car to take it out with my kids, have a good time.
An original car?
It's a clone.
It's a clone?
It's a clone.
It looks gorgeous. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like the real deal. It's got the badge on the inner fender well. It's got the correct striping, the badging, and it's gorgeous. Who did the body and paint?
Well, it has a lot of, all the parts on it are original Shelby parts.
Okay.
But the car started as an original 67 289 4-barrel car.
Wow.
The car was painted by a guy named Trevor Morrison down in Pensacola, Florida.
Phew.
At Trademark Auto.
Very, very nice paint job. It's a fastback. It's got a roll bar. And what a cool car. Thanks for bringing it out tonight.
My pleasure.
Okay, look at this beautiful 1967 GTX. Krager wheels, nice interior, beautiful body and paint. It's an updated motor with like a fuel-injected motor out of a newer Mopar, and air conditioning. And it's just a neat car. The reason I picked this car is because we have one just like this in the showroom, 67 GTX 444 speed for sale. And they're very rare. I mean, you see the plain satellites and you see the Belvederes, but the GTX was the top one in this body style in 1967. So just a nice, rare Mopar here on High Street in Pottstown. Wow, look at this old GT40 Ford race car, rear engine. Look how low it is. What a cool car. A few years back, they reproduced the GT40s. Ford made a few thousand of them. They sold well. And the only car that I know of in recent history that went from 140,000 to 300,000 in 10 years. At the auctions currently, they're going for anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 for a new Ford GT. This is an old one from the 60s. What a cool car. Okay, so we got cool cars. We got a good tribute to Willie Bertodi on High Street. And every show, which is the first Saturday of every month from May through September, Bruce is here, and he spins some music for us on his sound equipment. So, Bruce, how long have you been doing this?
This is probably the 6th year now.
Okay, did you DJ other places or just here?
I do weddings and parties. We do the Ole Valley Turnpike show in the summer. I split those duties with Mike Moyer, and I also do private clubs, weddings, just about anything.
Okay, so you have a website or a phone number you want to tell?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just word of mouth is the best advertisement.
Yeah, so if you need a good DJ, you can contact Pottstown Classics. They'll hook you up with Bruce, and maybe he can do your event too.
You can go on the Pottstown Classics Car Club webpage on Facebook.
Okay,
yep.
There you go.
That'd be great.
All right. Well, thanks, Bruce, for coming to every show and providing us with some good music.
I love it.
All right. Okay, well, folks, that wraps up another show here on PCTV, Car Stories. I'm Mike Yanessa. My company's Wheels in Motion right here at 525 East High Street. Thanks to TellusVision and the PCTV Network for doing a great job here at the first Pottstown Classic Nostalgia Nights Cruise Night, May 2nd, 2015. And we'll see you next time on Car Stories.